And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video, and today is my 2025 MLB Playoff Predictions video. Yay! Yeah, October is here. Not quite, actually, but it won't be at the time this video coming out either, because I'm doing it the day before when the season is over and we finally have the bracket and everything like that. So I guess technically it is starting in the last day of September, but most of it will be in October. So there's that. But anyways, I'm going to go over each of the matchups. We've got 12 teams duking it out for the World Series title, and yeah, I'm going to predict how many games each series is going to go to, who's going to win, and eventually we'll predict the World Series. So it should be quite fun. But anyway, here we go. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? We're going to start in the National League this time. The 6th-seeded Cincinnati Reds getting in on the final day. A lot of these teams, it took till the final weekend, or even the final day to clinch. It was a big race. A lot of different clinching scenarios all throughout that were trying to get fulfilled. And the Reds were one of the teams that got in at the very last moment off of a collapse from the New York Mets. This is the first time we've seen the Reds in the playoffs for a while. They're going to be heading to LA to face the Dodgers, the defending World Series champions. And on paper, this doesn't look like a very close series at all. You got Clayton Kershaw, retirement season, so they're going to have all the mojo from that. Shohei Ohtani, gambling man that gets away with it because he doesn't speak English. So there's that. And it's in LA, so there's that. And it's the Reds, who are a perpetually terrible franchise. I don't think I'm the one that needs to tell you that. You guys, any Reds fan out there, they'll tell you that. I mean, I can't even tell you the last time they were in the postseason. Maybe 2013? Been a hot minute. Just say that. But for the funny, because I hate the Dodgers and I root for the teams that haven't won it in a long time or even have never won it at all, I'm going to pick the Reds to win this series, because also fuck the Dodgers. And I think it'd be really funny if Clayton Kershaw went out on another playoff choke. His signature style. So I'll be rooting for the Reds in that one. The other National League matchup, the 5-4, it's going to be in Wrigley Field as the Cubs are going to be hosting the San Diego Padres. And this series, I really don't care who wins. I just hope it's a good series. But just because I really don't know exactly where the Cubs are going to fall. For a while, it looked like they had the division until another team we'll mention in a little bit got on a winning streak. But I mean, both the Cubs and Padres have looked decent this year. I think on paper, I think this series, just because of home field advantage, is probably going to go to the Cubs. And for the sake of that, I would probably pick them. Also because I want to go see a game at Wrigley next year. We're getting that worked out. But because warm weather funny, I'm going to go Padres to win this series. So we'll done with the National League. Move over to the American League, and we got, oh boy, fucking Tigers. This is not a rant on what happened with the Tigers over the last couple of weeks. There will be a rant about that when they are inevitably eliminated from the playoffs in a few days. Because they're going to Cleveland. A team, that they just went 1-6 against over the last week. Or 1-5. Yeah, the Tigers are getting their ass beat. So there will be a review later on. This is not going to be that. They made the playoffs, barely. My Big Brother video, my season review video for season 27 is also going to be coming up soon. That's going to be a rant style mostly. Not all. It's not a full-out rant, but it's going to be partial rant. The Tigers will be a rant, for sure. Inevitably when they are eliminated from the playoffs. But I still fucking hate Cleveland. So for this predictions video, gonna have to pick the Tigers. Because I think it'd be really fucking funny. And I think it'd be a huge upset. I think this would be the biggest upset of the whole playoffs. Yes, I think it would be bigger than Reds over Dodgers. Because Cleveland owns the Tigers. They did it last season. They've done it this season in the regular season so far. Especially down the stretch. I mean, the fucking times that this team gets so fucking lucky. I don't know how it is so hard to get to, a third out against this team. And fucking Texas has to go out and load the goddamn bases only to hit the pitcher. What the fuck are you doing, Texas? At least that got Houston out, so there's that. But I'm going Tigers. Because I'm a masochist and I love false hope, baby. There'll be more about the Tigers in a future video. Moving on. Then the final AL wildcard matchup is the historic rivalry that everybody loves to think is still competitive. And it's going to get another playoff matchup. Scriptwriter totally didn't plan that one. It's Red Sox-Yankees, and it's going to be in Yankee Stadium. On paper, Boston should lose this series pretty handily. The Yankees were really close to being the 1 seed this year, and they've been one of the better teams in the league overall. But ultimately, it is a rivalry. Boston does tend to have the upper hand on New York in the playoffs, at least the last few times they've met. And the Yankees also are perpetual chokers in the playoffs. The Yankees have also been a bit of a shell of what it looks like on paper what they've been. They've gone through some pretty rough stretches as a team. And they've only been able to be bailed out by Aaron Judge because the steroid man loves hitting home runs. But they'll never find him for it because how dare they ever investigate a Yankees player again? That's why I'm going Boston. Because the Yankees have a strategy that can get them far until they reach October. And so I'm going to go Boston this one. Also, my God, Boston's pitching, especially their bullpen, unbelievable shit. So I think that will be a deciding factor in this one, too. So that's a wild card series over. We'll switch back over to the National League now. The NLDS first matchup. Cincinnati heading out to Philly. Oh my God, do I want to see Philly eliminated. Oh my God, I hate this fucking team. Bryce Harper can go fuck himself. Kyle Schwarber can go fuck himself twice over. And their fans can go fuck themselves too. Except for that one kid who got denied that ball by the Karen. He's a base fan. All other Philly fans suck. This team is just, the media just loves eating up Philadelphia right now in every sense of the word. They still love thinking the 76ers are contenders. They've got the Eagles wrapped around their finger, and now the Phillies. And eventually, the Flyers will probably join that sentiment as well. But, you know, the Flyers love doing shit to themselves. So, you know, kind of just don't really need to do a whole lot of work there. And the Reds will be going into an absolute tire fire of a matchup. I would love to, but, you know, they get playoff baseball in Cincinnati, at least for one game, maybe two, if they can sneak out a Game 3 win, which I think would be cool. But I do have to, while I do think the chances are slim, but not none, for another Kershaw playoff choke for the Dodgers, there's no way they're beating the Phillies. I'm going to take Phillies. I'm going to give them a game. Just because more baseball in Cincinnati, I guess, for more pain. I'll give Philly in 4 in this one. And then the NLDS, the other one, it's the Brewers, the best team in the major leagues overall. I think they are the only 100-win team. The Phillies might have won 100 games as well. Let me take a look. But the Brewers definitely won 100 games. They got down that massive winning streak. So they get the 1 seed, and they would obviously going to be hosting. Oh no, yep. Only 100-win team is the Brewers. Phillies only got to 95 wins. But they're going to be hosting the Padres, and this is another series that I don't think will be that close. I'm gonna give the Brewers a sweep in this one. Hell, if it was the Cubs, they would get a sweep too. I mean, either way, I think the Brewers are easily cruising past this series. They have a legit team. I think it'd be funny if they lost, but I'm gonna be rooting for them. So there's that. And then the American League Division Series. We've got the Tigers going to Seattle. This is an interesting series. These two teams met very early on in the season in Seattle, so it'd be kind of interesting to see how that has changed for both teams since they're met in like series number 2 of the season. Seattle's an interesting case because they are the only team to never reach the World Series, and they have a legit squad this year, and I'd love to see them finally do it. But I cannot deny against the Tigers. If they somehow beat Cleveland, they're going to the fucking World Series. So you know what? Give me the Tigers in 4 games here, baby. But if inevitably when Cleveland wins, I will then become a temporary Seattle fan just to watch Cleveland lose. Because fuck you, Cleveland. Fuck Stephen Kwan. Fuck Jose Ramirez. Fuck Josh Naylor. Fuck them all. Fuck Progressive Field, too. I know my review said it was good. It is a fine stadium. It's a fine stadium. But in the playoffs, bad. Worst stadium ever. And then we have the other ALDS matchup. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Yeah, the AL East was pretty strong this year, and they're going to get an interdivisional matchup here. And this, I think, because it's a division rivalry, is going to be a tight series. But due to home field advantage, and the Blue Jays have looked really good this year, I'm going to have to give this series to them. Probably in 4 games. Did I pick 4 games for each divisional series? Oh, no, I picked the Brewers to sweep. All the other ones are going to go 4 games. Just kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know? But I think it'll be, this series in particular, I think will be a very competitive one. I think it'll be the closest series out of these 4. Just because, again, it's an interdivisional matchup. I think they will be close, but I think the Blue Jays have the edge most times in a close game over the Red Sox. Okay, the NLCS. Brewers, Phillies. See, this is a tough one because I want the Brewers to win, but I think Philly has the better team. So, this honestly to me feels like the Brewers 2018 season when they were just like dominant, had home field advantage in the NLCS, but still lost to the Dodgers, who honestly were probably the better team. But at the same time, fuck Philly. And, you want Philly to lose. But I think this will be a very tight series. This will go probably to 7 games. And you know what? Fuck it. Give me the Phillies. Phillies in 7. I think they're gonna beat the Brewers here. I'll be rooting for the Brewers, but I think really Phillies. They just seem way too unstoppable. They have so strong hitting core, and I just don't see them having. I don't see the Brewers having enough to hold them down for 7 games You know what I mean? And then the ALCS, Tigers and the Blue Jays. This is a quote-unquote rivalry from a long time ago when they played each other more often. I'd never seen the Blue Jays as a rival. Maybe it's because they used to be a Lugnuts affiliate, and so I had connections to them that way when I was growing up. But I think this would be a good series. These teams had some pretty good games during the regular season. You know what? Give me the Tigers in 6 games. Tigers winning 6 games because the Blue Jays are gonna lose. They're gonna lose. Gonna lose. Because, the powerhouse teams are due for a flame out. I think that's going to happen to both 1 seeds in their championship series. So that would give us a Tigers-Phillies World Series. As if every time one of my teams makes the playoffs, I do this. I do this every time, and it's a good time. Very good time. Give me the Tigers. Because I always tell my team's always going to pick to win. How could I never not pick them? Even though they suck ass. They have only won 3 games the last 2-3 weeks. And they're not going to do shit. But I can have also because I am a masochist. Woo! Give me the Tigers in 6. And maybe the misery will end as we move towards an inevitable lockout. And if you see a rant from me in a few days, know that my predictions are hella wrong.